What is up, comic book fans? This is Raven, and well, it's another review of another comic book issue. Today we're gonna talk about WoW, the comic book that, really got me excited when it was announced, and I can't, finally, right after wait, and the shipment delays, I finally have it, I finally read it, and my mind is blown. I'm talking about, of course, Wolverine miniseries, Black, White, Blood. My goodness, that is something I've waited for a long time. I hated what Marvel did, especially during the death of Wolverine. I really disliked many things during the last, years that they've done with Wolverine. I wanted my greedy, my old Wolverine to be back. And this miniseries gives us that, and the cover just says it all. This is not, of course, parental advisory is advised. This is if you are an old school OG fan, of Wolverine, that he's greedy, he, doesn't care about anything. That is a mini series for you, 100%. It's not like, in the death of Wolverine, it's like, oh, I'm crying, I'm gonna have a rose tattooed over here. I don't have power, so now I'm getting like, oh, I'm scared of everything. No. Not at all. No, that BS. Again, I know, if you really wanted to get into psychological aspect, again, create another character. Wolverine is a greedy son of a gun, and this book gives us that. So this is the mini-series, of course, Black, White, Blood. We got many artists working on it. We got Duggan and Kubert, Shelby, Rosenberg, Cassara, Martin, and Guru EFX here on this issue. Of course, on issue number 2, 3, and 4 are going to be different artists. There are going to be different covers as well. And this is a set of mini stories, kind of like Batman 1000, Batman 1027, and in this book we got 3 super short mini stories. And I am not a fan of mini stories. I'm not a fan of, cramming like 2, 3, short stories into one issue of the comic book. I really dislike that. But the way it's done here, I enjoyed it. I really did enjoy it. They were really... I mean, of course, okay, the first one... but the second one, the third one, I really felt, especially the third one, like, felt it here. And honestly, if you look at it, those 3 stories, they really build you up. Like, that's a nice curve. And they are quite good. So the first one, of course, they have 3 different titles. The first one is The Beast Within Them. I'm going to show you here. We got, of course, Duggan as a writer, Kubert artist, and Martin colorist. Boy, guys, great job. Then we got I Shall Be a Wolf. Rosenberg, Cassara, and Gru EFX. Amazing job. And Cabin Fever by Shelby, and he is a writer, artist, and colorist on that. Respect to Shelby, and honestly, he is jumping, like, he's right now on my radar after this issue. So, as probably you figured out, this whole mini-series of 4 issues is in actually those 3 colors: white, black, and blood. Right? There's nothing else, and it gives the whole book this really greedy vibe, especially that if you would go and buy like the trade paperbacks of like the classic Wolverine, which it was in black and white, like especially if you go like volume 2 essential Wolverine, this is all black and white. So again, we have it somewhere there, so it is a nice throwback for me. So the first issue is quite simple. We have a bit of an origin of a Wolverine, but told from a different perspective, right? So, and of course, what is worth mentioning, the panel layout. So this is the panel layout for this mini story. Of course, the story is that they're testing Wolverine, right? They're slowly testing him, and this is all about how they were testing him as a weapon. That's it. But what the artist did with the artistic choice of the panels, usually when you see something like that, you would read 1, 2, 3, 4 and go down here. But here, for this whole mini story, you read like that. So this is considered one full page. So you go from here, you end up here, and you just move on another page, you read here, and then go back. So we've got those full-on panels. And honestly, it just works. I was kind of surprised how it works, but it just worked. Especially if from this we go to the full page splash on Wolverine fighting some kind of a beast that speaks in French. And again, from that, going back to this, to this paneling again, reading from this to here, just moving that direction. I liked, the artistic choice, the break of some conventions, and if there was a book to do that, that's this, definitely, right? Because that's Wolverine, he doesn't care, he just wants to tear apart. So yeah, that is a great artistic choice by the author itself. Then we've got, of course, the second book, and the second story is called I Shall Be a Wolf. And I Shall Be a Wolf is an interesting, maybe a mystery story, but a story how Wolverine deals with certain things, and it just shows his healing factor. So he's being kidnapped, of course, by Hydra, because Hydra was searching for Nick Fury. He found himself, talking to Nick Fury, and it turned out that, well, actually Bub, that was his plan all along, and Wolverine got everything planned, everything was in his head. So it's like, you think you caught me? I'm gonna say I allowed to be caught. And we had this nice retrospective, what everything was happening, the ending, I'm not gonna tell you, because I think ending of this short story is just really cool, and it spoils a lot. So the ending of this short story just shows how maybe not don't care, but how big of a factor is his healing, right? And how he can heal out of many things, especially of what is going to happen in at the end of that mini story. Then, of course, again, just look at this art. My goodness, look at that. Oh, I mean, that is gorgeous. And I always say that you don't need many colors to tell that good story, right? Just look at the manga. If the story is good, you're gonna love it. And here, even though it's a short story, it's set in a way that you care from start to end. You're invested in, and you're like, oh man, it ended. It's a great end, but I wish, to see what's next. And if they're gonna go, I hope, from some of those mini stories, they're gonna just create a line like that only for Wolverine with monthly issue. I would love to see that. Of course, after this miniseries ends. Because I have to avoid the spoiler of the ending, because it's near the cabin fever, near the beginning of the next story. And next story is also kind of similar. We got, Wolverine driving through Canada, right, stopping to take a pee-pee break. Right here, he's just, he's having a pee-pee break. But he hears, well, right there in the distance, a kid actually, crying, and he knows, oh, it's too late, his parents already dead. Turned out to be an ambush, and Wolverine just goes onto a rampage and just demolishes those people. And what I like about that, again, this is one artist doing everything, loving that. What I like about it, and it's another quite interesting artistic choice, and I think they should add it more to the Wolverine storytelling, as he's getting more angry, right, or angrier and angrier. The panels, right, those panels were panels. How's it called? Not a word babble. Okay, those brackets that his words are going from white background, and they're slowly changing its shade. So you've got a bit of an orange, right, yellow, orange, red, turbo red, blood red, when he's done with it, when he is super pissed off. Loving that. It's simple thing. It's a really simple thing, but it just creates, and this is the red blood right there. How amazing looks that, right? And when he's again going back to himself, look, the color is going down. So you know, as a reader, that rage is going down. Quite a cool end. Again, of course, there is a sticker, so you can have your free copy digital, and the ending is also satisfying. You know, you have a happy ending. You know, this is just, you know, a short story that happened during his lifespan, and that's how you treat it, because it's like, okay, there you go, I'm going on my bike, see you later, bub, and he just drives away. Again, great beginning, great middle, great ending, just a nice short story told through, you know, through the lifespan of Wolverine. The next issue should be December. I don't know when we're gonna get it. Hopefully end of December we're gonna have it. So I can't wait. This is the next cover. Can't wait for that. So again, if you're a Wolverine fan, especially, you know, this greedy Wolverine, I think this book is a must-have, especially for this price, which was $4.99. We paid $3.99. It is a must. But I'm testing, you know, music in the background as well, so I hope, you know, I hope it's not bad. Right, so I do hope it's not bad, you know, to have that music in the background as we are talking about the comic book. But yeah, so yeah, if you don't like that, you know, that music in the background, I'm gonna get rid of it in the future. So yeah, great comic book. Honestly, this is, I mean, just because I am not a fan of those short stories, and I would like to see some of those expanded in the future. Honestly, which again, I think as of after this issue number 1, I would just like buy all the covers, because it's just amazing. This is, not even joking, you know what, this is gonna be the first time of this on this channel. I can't believe I'm gonna say this. I can't believe I'm gonna say that. But this is a 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 seal of approval book. This is really a 10 out of 10. And for the respect of that book, I'm gonna put it straight in. I'm gonna back and board it. It's right here. Back and boarded, right direction, right here. 10 out of 10 book. And it's crazy to me that this is the first 10 out of 10 and I'm giving it to a book filled with short stories. But that's the thing, if you're gonna give me great art, good story, what do you want more, right? And we're not only getting one good story, we get 3 amazing stories that are showcasing, you know, some pieces of his life, and they do add to the mythos of the Wolverine, because that's the most important part, because some short stories that are depicting, you know, a bit of life of someone may not actually, you know, add to the mythos, like, oh yeah, he did that, like, no one cares. But because Wolverine, you know, had so many stories, you know that they've added to his character. Like, they showed some things that were never shown before. It's just absolutely amazing. 10 out of 10. I'm a bit scared to read, because next I'm reading 3 Jokers finale. I'm scared to read that after this book. Like, again, maybe in the previous review, maybe I was harsh on Valhalla, because that was the first one I've read that I went to Valhalla. But let me tell you, get it. If you can't get the first issue, wait for the trade paperback. But my goodness, that is, I mean, that's a perfect book. It took me, you know, I took my time with it. I enjoyed the art. Like, I literally stopped because of the art on many pages. Artistic choices are amazing, you know, just changing, you know, the way you read the book, right? So you go like that way, you know, in the first story. It's absolutely good. And again, I read it last night, I kind of reread it this morning, and I want to read it again. And I think that's what creates a 10 out of 10 book. Not only you've enjoyed the story, and even though there are a few nitpicks, you enjoyed it like crazy. You stopped, as you were reading, you stopped to look at the art, and you were like, wow. And you were like, you know, cherishing the art. It's like, yes, it's super nice. But also, after like a night, you know, you're like, oh man, I want to just go and reread it. I like it. You reread it and you go like, I want to read it again. I think that's what, you know, those are the criteria of the 10 out of 10 book. when you still want to go back, when you still, when you still stop at the art. So some might have a great story, but art might be like sometimes, so that's why the 8, the 9s, but here, 10 out of 10. 10 out of freaking 10 for Wolverine. Black, white, and blood. So thank you guys so much for watching the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more comic book reviews. Next one, we're going to have Batman 101, Batman 102, 103, 104, 105, as they're going to be coming out. The 3 Jokers, and the King in Black. The many tie-ins, many things happening. We're going to have a lot of King in Black on this channel. So thank you guys so much for watching. Goodbye. Have a fantastic rest of the day. Take care. Bye. Raven loves you. Bye.